Hello everyone, welcome to Blueprints for Better Testing, the series where we explore the art and science of software testing. I'm your guide and mentor in this journey towards becoming a better tester. As a seasoned testing architect with years of experience, I've seen it all, from the good to the bad and the ugly. But through it all, I've learned what it takes to be a successful tester. And I'm here to share my insights and knowledge with you. So whether you're new to the testing world or a seasoned veteran, join me as we dive deep into the world of software testing and uncover its many secrets. But how can we be more effective and make a bigger impact in our work? In this video, we'll share some practical tips and techniques that you can use to become a more impactful tester. Through my experience, I have come to appreciate the significance of having a solid grounding in testing. I'm not referring to technical skills, but to the true understanding of quality, to having a quality mindset. While technical skills are certainly essential for testers, it's equally important for them to have a quality mindset. A quality mindset is about having an attitude and approach that prioritize delivering high-quality products that meet the needs and expectations of end users. It's about being proactive, asking the right questions, and anticipating potential issues or roadblocks that could impact the product qualities. As testers, we have the power to make a significant impact. We have the ability to pinpoint critical issues, advocate for quality, and ensure that software products meet user requirements. However, to make a difference, we need to step beyond the conventional approach of just testing the product and reporting issues. We need to take ownership and become proactive in identifying areas of improvement, collaborating with developers to resolve defects, and continuously enhancing our skills and knowledge. By doing so, we not only improve the quality of the products we test, but also become valuable contributors to our organizations. We have a choice: either be another pipe in the system, or take charge and become a catalyst for positive transformation in our workplaces. And regardless of whether you're a novice in testing or have been in the field for several years, there is always a scope for growth and development of new skills. In this video tutorial, you will learn how to become a more effective tester and make a greater impact in your workplace. We will cover a range of topics including best practices for test planning and execution, collaboration with developers, and effective communication with stakeholders. By the end of this video, you will have the knowledge and tools you need to make a positive difference in your workplace and take your testing career to the next level. But first, let's talk about what does it mean to be an impactful tester. One of the biggest misconceptions about testers is that their sole responsibility is to find bugs. This had led to the perception that the value of a tester is measured solely by the number of defects they find in a product. As a result, testers are often evaluated based on the number of bugs they find rather than the sum of their actual work. This approach to evaluating testers can be problematic for several reasons. Firstly, it leads to a focus on finding bugs rather than preventing them. If testers are only evaluated based on the number of bugs they find, they may be less incentivized to prevent defects from occurring in the first place. This can lead to a reactive approach to testing, where testers are simply looking for issues rather than actively trying to improve the quality of the product. This effectively makes you just another pipe in the system. Secondly, it can create a culture of blame. If testers are held responsible for every defect in the product, it can lead to finger-pointing and a lack of collaboration between testers and developers. This can create a negative work environment which can impact the overall quality of the product. When you consider it, assessing a tester on the number of bugs they find is similar to assessing a developer based on the quantity of lines of code they write. Such evaluation is not an effective way to measure their productivity or skills. It can lead to developers writing redundant code or taking shortcuts just to meet a quota, instead of focusing on writing efficient and effective code. It can also discourage creativity and collaboration, as developers may prioritize quantity over quality. Developers are not solely responsible for generating code. They have a variety of other duties as well. They design and research and do a lot more. Coding is only part of a much larger work. Same with testers. Finding bugs is an important part of your role, but it is not the only responsibility. You may even look at it as a byproduct of a job well done. Your main goal is to ensure that the product meets the user's expectations and requirements, performs well under different conditions, and is user-friendly. This involves testing the product's usability, accessibility, performance, security, etc. Additionally, you need to communicate effectively with the development team, report issues accurately, and work with efficient collaboration to deliver a high-quality product. By focusing on all aspects of testing, you can help ensure that the product is of high quality and meets the needs of the users and the business. To summarize, you need to make an impact by shifting the mindset in the direction of quality. Now that we know what it means to be an impactful tester, let's dive into 5 tips to help you become one. By following these tips, you can increase your effectiveness as a tester and deliver a greater value to your team, more importantly, to your career. Let's get started. Number 1. Be a team player. Working closely with the developers and product managers is crucial for our work as testers. For me personally, it also makes the job a lot more interesting and fun. Being a team player as a tester means working collaboratively with your development team to deliver a high-quality product. It involves being open to feedback, actively participating in team discussions, and focusing on the overall success of the project. To be an effective team player, you need to communicate effectively with your team on a daily basis, including developers, project managers, DevOps, user experience, and any other stakeholder. This communication involves reporting issues accurately, providing clear and concise feedback, and asking questions to clarify requirements or issues. You need to take an active approach, initiate discussion and brainstorming. Never test a product or feature without having a discussion with the relevant stakeholders first. In exchange, allow the team to be involved in your work, test plans, code reviews, etc. It is a two-way street communication. Don't assume you know everything or that you're not part of a process. You are part of a team and an organization, and your contribution matters. So is your willingness to learn. It is important to communicate, share ideas, and exchange information. Avoid working alone and take breaks to engage in casual conversations and inquire about your teammates' progress. Additionally, being a team player means being willing to help out in areas outside of your primary responsibilities. For example, you may need to help with documentation or other tasks that are essential to the success of the project. As a team player, I understand the importance of effective communication and collaboration within the team. To ensure that we are all on the same page and working towards a common goal, I proactively initiate meetings with my team to discuss QA issues. I introduce QA tools and flows. We perform bugs retro, where we discuss bugs that we've found and fixed in order to find a way to prevent them next time and approach them in a better way. We openly discuss how we can make our product more testable. This is a way for me to engage my team in the discussion about quality. By doing so, I'm able to gather feedback and insights from my colleagues, which help me improve my performance and contribute more effectively to the team's success. Moreover, these meetings foster a culture of openness and transparency, where everyone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and ideas. Overall, a proactive approach to communication and collaboration helps to create a more bonding and productive team environment. There are many ways to communicate. The key is to keep on doing it. Number 2. Be open and willing to learn. Being open and willing to learn is a crucial tip for any tester who wants to improve their skills and excel in their career. This means being receptive to feedback and willing to accept constructive criticism from others. It also means being open to new ideas, technologies, and methodologies that can help you become a better tester. Being open and willing to learn encourages collaboration and teamwork. You are more likely to seek out the expertise of others and to share your own knowledge and experience with your team. This can lead to better communication and more efficient problem solving, which can ultimately improve the quality of the product. By being open and willing to learn, you can improve your skills as a tester in several ways. First, you become more adaptable and flexible in your approach to testing. You are more willing to try new tools and techniques, which can help you to find more bugs and improve the overall quality of the product you are testing. It helps you stay up to date with the latest developments and trends in the field of software testing. This can help you stay competitive and relevant in the industry and to continue to grow and develop your skills over time. It's true that being open and willing to learn takes a measure of vulnerability. It means acknowledging that you don't have all the answers and that there is always room for improvement. This can be uncomfortable for some people, whether newcomers or those who are used to being seen as experts in their field. It's not easy to admit that you don't know or to speak up, especially in a room full of people. With practice and willingness to step outside of your comfort zone, you can become more open and receptive to new ideas and approaches. Remember that learning is a lifelong process, and that there is always something new to discover or improve upon. Also, vulnerability is also a strength. By being open to feedback and willing to learn from others, You show that you are confident in your abilities and willing to do what it takes to improve. This can help you to build stronger relationships with your colleagues and to develop a reputation as a team player who is committed to continuous improvement. Seek assistance whenever you're stuck or something is not clear. Seek out feedback from your colleagues and be willing to share your own experiences and insights. You are not alone. There are managers and peers providing guidance and support that understand you may need more time to learn and complete certain tasks. Be transparent. Be honest about your strengths and your weaknesses, and be willing to ask for help when you need it. Clear communication can prove beneficial to both parties. By providing an explanation of your strengths and weaknesses, current level of understanding, and any needed resources, your manager can best encourage and support you. Here are a few things you can say that would make the learning curve a bit easier. I feel like I need to raise my coding level. Can you or other developers provide me with code review? I'm not completely certain that I've understood the business requirements. Can we please have another conversation about the requirements to ensure that I fully comprehend them? You used a particular phrase during the design presentation, but I'm not acquainted with it. Would you kindly explain it? If possible, come prepared before asking. Asking a good question can lead to a reputation as someone who has a unique perspective and sees things others miss.
Number 3. Be an expert. When facing a new task, don't stay in shallow water. Dive deep. It is important to comprehensively explore all the components and their interconnectivity to best understand and execute the task. Details matter. Being an expert in both technology and business is crucial for the tester as it enables them to understand the complexities of the software they are testing and how it fits into the larger picture of the organization. From a technical perspective, being an expert in the software's programming language, architecture, and infrastructure helps them identify potential issues and bugs that may arise during the testing process. This expertise allows testers not only identify problems, but also come up with solutions that will improve the overall quality of the software. This applies not just to automation testers, but also to manual. If a code part is not clear, Google it, debug it, or ask, but don't continue without understanding. If an existing test is not clear or doesn't make sense, then ask for clarifications. One of two will happen: you'll learn something new, or the test is wrong. More common than you think. On the business side, being an expert in the organization's goals, objectives, and processes can help testers understand the software's intended use and potential impact on the business. This knowledge allows them to identify areas of the software that may be critical to the business's success and prioritize testing efforts accordingly. Don't just accept requirements as they are. Know the business and motivation behind features. No feature is a standalone, there's always a business motivation. Ask, why do we need that change? How does it affect the end user? Who are the consumers or clients? When you truly understand the motivation for a new feature or a change, you'll truly know how to test it. Being an expert in both technology and business helps testers communicate effectively with various stakeholders. This communication allows testers to convey the importance of their findings and the impact that the software could have on the business, leading to better decision-making and ultimately a better product. Your common language with your colleagues will improve. You'll have fewer misunderstandings. The process will be more efficient. It can increase a tester's credibility with the team as they are seen as more knowledgeable and capable of providing valuable insights. This can lead to more trust and respect from their colleagues, which can improve relationships and make it easier to work together. This is the extra step from being open and willing to learn. It is a lot. It requires a lot of learning and processing of information, and it can be overwhelming at times. Becoming an expert may require a lot of effort, but the rewards are truly worth it. By dedicating yourself to developing your knowledge and skills, you can become the person that others turn to for guidance and support. You can make a real difference in the lives of those around you, providing valuable insights and advice that can help them overcome challenges and achieve their goals. So don't be afraid to put in the work and strive for excellence. The journey may be challenging, but the destination is well worth it. With time, this flow of information will be easier to process. Things will make sense, and you'll find patterns and errors. Just keep learning.
Number 4. Be a broad thinker. This is different than being a business expert in your domain. You may know the flows and use cases, but there's a difference between knowing them and analyzing them. make sure they're making sense, clear, and testable. Here, the emphasis is details matter. Being a broad thinker as a tester means that you should be able to think beyond the immediate requirements and functionalities of the system under test. It involves being able to see the big picture and understanding how the system fits into the larger context of the business or the industry. As a broad thinker, you should be able to consider various scenarios and edge cases that may not be immediately obvious. This requires a certain level of creativity and imagination to come up with different ways that the system could be used or abused. You should be able to consider the impact of the system on different stakeholders, such as end users, business owners, and other systems that the system interacts with. This involves understanding the business requirements and objectives and how the system contributes to achieving them. You're not only testing API flows. As part of your job, you are responsible for writing test cases to ensure the correctness of the development process. It is important to guarantee all scenarios are taken into account for successful implementation. One of the ways to do it is ask what if. What if the user is logged out? What if we receive a null as input? What if the user clicks on pay button twice? It is a valid scenario if a client can potentially do it. Challenge your colleagues for clearer requirements, a more testable design for better quality. Being a broad thinker means being able to see the big picture and understand how different aspects of a system or project fit together. One important aspect of this is being able to see things from the client's perspective. Remember, the clients are not involved in the internal meetings and conversations, nor aware of intentions and limitations. For most part, they only see the end result. They'll use that product as they understand it, quite often not in the way it was intended. Remember, again, it is a valid scenario if a client can potentially do it. By understanding the client's perspective, you can gain insights into their needs, goals, and priorities. This can help you identify potential issues or challenges that may not have been considered by the development team. Ask the right questions during the development process. By taking the client's perspective into account, you can ensure that the system is designed and developed in a way that meets their needs and expectations. For example, if you are working on an e-commerce website, understanding the client's perspective can help you identify important features and functionalities that will make the website more user-friendly and appealing to potential customers. You may also be able to identify potential pain points or obstacles that could prevent customers from completing a purchase or returning to the site in the future. By seeing things from the client's perspective, you can also build stronger relationships with them. This can lead to increased trust and loyalty, as well as more opportunities for future business. Be aware, broad thinking can sometimes lead to making bad assumptions, especially if one relies solely on the assumptions without verifying them. Broad thinking involves considering different perspectives and exploring various scenarios, which can help identify potential risks and opportunities. However, if one makes assumptions without testing them, they risk overlooking important details, which can lead to making faulty conclusions. Any wrong assumption would lead to an assumption gap. As time goes by, the damage caused by this bad assumption will increase. It could cost time, effort, and reputation. Number 5. Be present. Start to finish. Having an impact only matters if it is done thoroughly, at every step of the process. Otherwise, no matter how talented you are, your ability to affect change will be greatly diminished. One of the most significant challenges faced by testers is being invited into the development cycle too late in the process. The process can vary depending on the organization, but let's introduce a few basic stages. Requirements gathering. This is the first stage of software development, where the requirements for the software are gathered from the client or end users. The requirements are analyzed and documented to ensure that they are clear and complete. Design. In the design stage, the software system is designed based on the requirements gathered in the first stage. The design includes the system architecture, software models, and user interface design. The design stage aims to provide the blueprint for the development team to build the software. Development and testing. This is the stage where the software is developed and tested. The development team uses the design blueprint to build the software system. The software is tested at various stages of development to ensure that it meets the requirements and is free from defects. Release. In the release stage, the software is released to the end users or clients. The software is deployed and made available for use. The release stage may also involve providing training and support to the end users to ensure that they can use the software effectively. Additionally, monitoring may be involved to detect any issues in production. Being left out of any of these stages can have a significant impact on the quality of the product and lead to a range of issues. Less time for testing. This can lead to incomplete testing, which can result in bugs and other issues being missed. Limited scope for testing. You may miss critical details that impact the scope of the testing. This can result in the product not being tested adequately, leading to defects and other issues. Difficulty in understanding requirements. This can lead to misunderstandings and misinterpretations, resulting in testing that does not align with the product requirements. Increased cost. If defects are discovered late in the development cycle, it can be more expensive to fix them than if they were identified earlier in the process. Reduced collaboration. It can lead to reduced collaboration between testers and developers, leading to suboptimal product. During the requirement stage, you can work with the product owner or business analyst to ensure that the requirements are clear, complete, and testable. You can also identify any potential issues or ambiguities in the requirements that may impact the quality of the final product. During the design stage, you can review the designs document and provide feedback on potential usability issues, performance concerns, and any other issues that may impact the quality of the product. You can also work with the development team to ensure that the design is testable and that there are appropriate test cases for each requirement. An important question you can ask is, how do we test it? Make it a team effort. During the development stage, you can work with the development team to ensure that the code is testable and that the appropriate unit tests are in place. You can also perform integration testing to ensure that the code integrates with other components of the system as expected. One crucial tip I can offer is to write the test plan early and have it ready before starting development. By doing so, the developer will be aware of how to approach the implementation while considering your requirements. During the deployment stage, you can work with the operations team to ensure that the product is deployed correctly and that the necessary monitoring and logging is in place. You can also perform sanity testing to ensure that the product is working as expected in the production environment. Overall, as a tester, you can help ensure that the product is of high quality and meets the requirements by providing feedback and identifying issues throughout the lifecycle. Your presence can make a difference. It can change and improve the process, making it a lot better. Quality, in my mind, is a mindset. Quality mindset is an attitude of always striving for excellence and never settling for anything less than the best. It is a mindset that pays attention to details, continuous improvement, and a commitment to delivering products and services that exceed expectations. It's a different way of thinking and analyzing. As testers, we pose a different and a unique outlook, which with time can be improved and sharpened. We are the advocate for the end users. We ensure quality and standards. We can enable and motivate the discovery and implementation of new, more effective strategies that make a positive impact on the users' lives. We can be enablers, system drivers. It just requires the right mindset. So there you have it, some tips and ideas for enhancing your testing skills and knowledge. But remember, the most important thing is to keep learning and exploring. Don't be afraid to break boundaries and try new things. Testers play a crucial role in ensuring the quality of products. And by staying curious and open-minded, we can continue to improve the way we test. If you have any questions, ideas, or suggestions for future topics, please feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear from you and engage in a discussion about testing. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'll be sharing more tips, techniques, and insight about testing in future videos. Thank you for watching Blueprints for Better Testing.